Hi, today we're here to talk about split app nitrogen and nitrogen stabilization for the upcoming season. I'm Drew Dickout, Agtegra agronomist.
I'm Jay Wolf, also Agtegra agronomist. So Drew, as we approach spring here and getting closer, what are a few of the big things you want to kind of discuss or talk about?
You know, first when I look at considering split app nitrogen, you should really look at the corn end use uptake according to growth stage. You know, most guys when we're running out and throwing all of our nitrogen out up front, a plant's only using about 10% of it up to V5 or V6. So really we want to try and get some of that nitrogen out there early or later into the season so that we're using it when we need it. Second of all, I start to look at the CEC of all the soil types that we're dealing with. Generally, CEC is going to correlate pretty closely to what your soil texture is. Therefore, a lower CEC, you can probably infer that it's a coarser soil and less likely to hold on to nitrogen. You know, other than those couple of things, what do you generally look at when you start to look at stabilization and split app nitrogen?
Well, when it comes to split app nitrogen, my biggest key piece is risk management. You have insurance on your vehicle or your boat or your four-wheeler. Why wouldn't you get some sort of an insurance for your nitrogen? It's a big risk in South Dakota and the Midwest in general. The rains are very sporadic. We don't know when they're going to come, how big they're going to be, and just throwing urea out there and hoping that it's going to be there when the corn finally needs it after that V5, V6 time frame is kind of a big risk. And one of the reasons a lot of my customers, I recommend them using a product called Remain, which is an NBPT product that helps to keep the nitrogen in the correct form until it's needed and can get rain into the soil. And it only costs about a bushel of corn in dollar wise. I guess that's one of the main reasons, a couple of the main reasons I like it.
Operationally, you know, how are we able to get this split applied nitrogen out there? What are our various options?
Well, throughout the company we've got mini spinner spreaders that we can go out and top dress urea on, and in those cases I like that Remain on there. However, if it gets wet or operationally Mother Nature doesn't cooperate with us, there are other options such as the Y-drop rig on a sprayer that I really like because of the placement of the nitrogen right by the row, as well as our aerial division has the ability to spread dry urea.
Other than the dry urea, what else are we able to do out of the plains?
Well, our Top Profits program is focused kind of on the urea and side of things. However, if you don't want to do dry urea over the top, we can do some Coron and do some safe nitrogen late in the season up through tasseling timing.
And if we do through the Top Profits program, if we get a couple different applications out there, including the plain, we're able to finance that till later in the season.
Correct. That financing piece becomes a big deal for most guys. You know, commodity prices are a little tougher and financing helps.
You know, looking forward to the season, whether you're looking at it being too wet or too dry, I think there's always a fit for split applied nitrogen in most of our trade area. It seems to make sense for the extra little bit of cost of application. You're looking at maybe a bushel of corn versus what you'd pay for a single app up front.
I agree. That's why I think it's crucial to plan that split applied right into your program and plan it in from the front side.
If there's any questions, call your local Agtegra agronomist. Thanks.